Hi crochet friends! Today I'm going to show you how I crochet this beautiful rustic rainbow blanket, and this is a beginner friendly pastel rainbow crochet blanket that's perfect for babies, kids, and cozy home decor. I used 6 rainbow colors and 1 border color. The yarn was from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to have the dimensions down below, and if you prefer a written pattern, it is available on my Etsy shop and I'm going to have it down below. And of course, you do not have to make it a rainbow. You can make it a solid color, change the colors, make it your own. Whether you're making a solid color or a rainbow, let's go ahead and grab our materials. Full disclaimer, I used 3 different hooks for this blanket. So body of the blanket, I used 6.5 hook, and I did use 2 other hooks for the beautiful ruffle. And honestly, you can use the same hook. Without any further ado, let's grab our hook and let's go crochet. You can start by either doing the chain 4 method or doing the magic loop. If you don't know how to do the chain 4 method, I actually have a video that I'm going to link down below. Go ahead and click that video first. I'm going to start by making my magic loop. So I'm creating a X on the front of my hand. I'm going to take my hook, 6.5 again. I'm going to go under my first strand and pick up the second, and now I'm going to twist it around and pick up that same strand that I picked up the first time and pull it through, and that is how I make my magic loop. We're going to chain 3. This is going to count as our first post in our cluster. So now we're going to do 2 more double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2. 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets, and now we're going to chain 2 and slip stitch it right into our 3rd chain that we started with. And now I'm going to snip my yarn and pull it all the way through so we can start with our next color. So you should be having 4 chain spaces. Those are our corners. We're always going to do the corners the exact same. To start row 2, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 2 double crochets into that same corner. And then we're going to go straight into the next corner, doing 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, 3 double crochets into that same corner. This is a typical granny corner, so we're gonna be doing the same thing every time we work any of our 4 corners. You can go ahead and pause it here if you'd like and meet back up with me when you're ready to complete row 2 and move on to row 3. I am at the end of row 2, so now we just got to finish our last corner. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets into that chain space that we started at. 3. We're going to chain 2, and we are going to slip stitch it into our 3rd chain that we started with. And now we're ready for another color change. We are at row number 3. The color will be yellow. And now you can start at a corner or any place in between the clusters, but we're going to start by adding a chain 3 and 2 double crochet for our cluster. And we're going to be working the corners just like we have been working them the whole time. The only thing that's actually going to change now is we are going to be working a cluster in between our clusters. And this is going to be the same throughout the whole project. All right, and now we're going to be working in between those two clusters and work a cluster of 3 double crochet. 2, 3, go straight into the corner. Just a friendly reminder throughout this project, the only time that you're going to chain 2 is when you are at a corner. You're not going to chain in between any of your clusters. Only the initial chain 3 when you start, then the corners. And you can feel free to keep watching this row, but this is going to be the last row I demonstrate for the actual square because it's very easy and I just know you're going to be able to do it. So whether you want to keep crocheting this row with me or you still need a little bit longer of a visual, feel free to keep watching and meet back up with me. And I'm going to show you the rest of the color pattern as I go. If you're making a blanket like mine, I did use 6 different rainbow colors and I did 5 sets of rainbows in a total of 30 rows, which after I am finished with the complete rainbow, I will make a screenshot available. And then if you are making a square, you want to go skip to the border. And if you are making a rectangle, you're going to definitely want to watch the adding length chapter. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this tutorial so far. I already know you like to crochet and so do I. So I hope you'll consider hitting the like button and following so you don't miss any of my new tutorials that are about to be released. Okay, bye. Green, blue, purple. This is what the finished square is going to look like. I did already add one side of length and I am going to show you how to add the other side. Before moving on, you do want to weave in all of your ends that are on the perimeter because we are going to be working around the perimeter. If you are making this for a baby, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to stop now and you're going to start the border. And if this is for a young kid, you might want to add a little bit of length like I did. I actually did that on both sides. So it is a rectangle. Starting on either side you're going to be working on, you are going to add your pink color and you're going to chain 3 and then you're going to add 2 double crochets into that same spot. All right, and then we're going to work our clusters all the way down and then go ahead. When you get to the end, you're going to meet back up with me and I'm going to show you how you're going to move on to your next row. We are at the end and you're just going to add a cluster at the end. But the only difference is the last double crochet, we're only going to go halfway through and we are going to change our color. So go halfway. We're going to get our next color. And we're going to pull it through. And we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and this is the time I'm going to connect my yarns together. I just do a double knot. You can do it however you want. And I'm going to add another chain and I'm going to work directly into the next cluster. So I'm going to have like a lonely little chain right there. And then you're going to work the row like normal and we're going to do something a little different at the end. So go ahead and meet back up with me when you're at your end. I'm actually just going to work a double crochet in between the last post. So you want to single hem out, but remember, only go halfway because we got to change our color. So I'm going to be adding yellow.
And you are going to be chaining 3. I always chain 2 and then I turn it around and then I chain my last chain. There's my 3rd chain. We are going to be working directly into our first gap. And now we're at the end and we have another gap. So go ahead and just add as much length as you want. For me, I did 2 sets of rainbows on both sides. And then let's go ahead and add our border.
I absolutely adore this ruffle border, but while I was crocheting this, pretty much every step I did could have been a border itself. So if you don't want to have to do all this ruffling, then you can stop at any point in the middle of the border if you like what it looks like.
For my border, I'm using the color Ivory. This is super simple. I'm going to do a row of single crochets except for on both sides of our corners. On either side, I'm just going to increase those. So I'm going to give each of those corner stitches 2 single crochets. We are at a corner, so again, I'm going to be doing an increase at both sides. So that was 1, 2. Now we're going to go to the other side and we're going to do an increase. Sometimes you just got to shove it in. So if you added length on it, the key to that part is you want it to look as even as possible. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. And I personally don't like going around everything. I want to have one of the colors sticking out. So just you can put your hook in wherever it will go. But the key is really just to make it look a little bit even, so about evenly spaced. So I fit about maybe 1 or 2 stitches into each color. So your stitches should look something like this. So this is pretty evenly spaced. That's the easy part. And now this is what the opposite side is going to look like. And again, our main goal is to evenly space them, and you want to have a little tiny bit of color showing if you can. For the purple, I went around all of it, and it still is going to look good, I promise you. So I'm just going to stab it in the pinks. I found it easier to just kind of stab where I did my color transitions, and it all pretty much worked out. But you can pretty much stab it wherever you need to stab it, and just make sure they're even. For row 2, I'm going to start with a chain 3, and we're going to be doing a light ruffle. So we're going to give every single stitch 3 double crochet. So just a warning, this is going to take you all freaking day, but I promise you it's totally going to be worth it. So just again, every single stitch is going to get 3 double crochet. Take your time, put on a movie, just enjoy it.
I am so proud of you. You made it to the final row. So I'm going to be using my 6mm hook right now. And you're just going to give every single stitch a double crochet. You're not increasing, just everything gets one double crochet all the way around. Again, this is going to take a long time. You could probably watch an entire movie and then probably be done with it by then. But this is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I know you're gonna just love my easy star tutorial. It's beginner friendly. It is literally the easiest star you'll ever make, and I'm gonna have it right here for you. Happy crocheting!